I welcome you to where I find my ships, and today we're going to be exploring the rarest and hardest bloody ship to get in all of Starfield. It's a ship you're never going to see. You can go and look on YouTube right now or Reddit and you will find mere glimpses, or in YouTube's case, absolutely nothing on this ship because it's bloody impossible to get. Well, not exactly impossible. It's just so freaking rare that you can spend weeks jumping around continuously. You still won't come across this bad boy. Now, if we jump over to Reddit, there's only a mere whisper of this ship, of one guy that found it in the Hawking system at a low level of 19, for crying out loud. Here I am at a level 100, fingers dripping with blood as I've been jumping around continuously trying to find this ship without any success. So today, I'm going to give you probably what could be your first glimpse into one of the rarest and best ships. We're going to go through where this vessel sits in the overall hierarchy of value, components, and what makes it so awesome, the downsides, all in hope that when you come across it, you grab it and just never tell me about it. I don't want to hear about it in the comments about how many bloody people have got this ship. No, only kidding. If you do find it, definitely let me know in the comments, particularly where you found it. Okay, so let's start off with introducing the Stronghold. Now, the Stronghold is a complete dumpster fire compared to the ship we're going to look at, but it's really important to understand straight off the bat that they look very similar. But if you compare these two ships, the Stronghold is so far down the list in terms of value and its components. They're in completely different categories. So where does the Stronghold fit in terms of value? Well, it sits at the 37th place when you look at just a value perspective. And if you look at some of these components closely, some of them aren't even rank 1. A rank 1 reactor. We have a rank 4 grav drive, which is probably the only highlight to the Stronghold. We've got the Supernova 2000 engine, which is a rank 1 design. We do have one of the best shields in the game though. Another high selling point to the Stronghold. But outside that, we are looking at a very extremely average with rank 1 or no rank weapon systems and very bad mobility. This thing is a tank on ice skates. The overall color scheme isn't that appealing to me, but enough dunking on the Stronghold. Now, I don't know what your experience is, but from everything that I've sort of gathered and read, one of the hardest encounters to come across in Starfield, coming across the Trade Authority vessels while you're just traveling around at random. These encounters seem to be extremely rare, at least in my experience, which leads me to introduce to you, maybe for the first time, the Trader Highlander Mark III. This has to be probably the best vessel that you can find under the Trade Alliance. This is the very ship I've been talking about. It is a dime in a dozen and extremely rare to generate this event in Starfield. Now, some things that are interesting to note. There's probably 2 to 3 different versions of the Highlander, but from what I can see, you can't purchase this from any of the vendors, or I haven't been able to, and I've spent hours trying to bloody get this thing, but maybe other people have had more luck. Definitely let me know in the comments if you found the Highlander at any of the technicians, because apparently you can get it, but I just haven't come across it. But even if you can buy the Highlander, you'll never be able to buy Trader Highlander Mark III. That is a complete random event that you'll find across the Starfield universe, and one that is so extremely rare you probably won't see this ship ever. I've been playing this game for hundreds of hours and I have never come across it. My only fortunate encounter was the Mark II, which I cherish. I may have made a little shrine and I worship it daily in the hope that it will give me the Mark III. But what makes this thing so crazy? Well, let's take a look at where it fits in and all the components. Now, I've been wanting to make this video for a very long time. So in order to do that, the only way I could get it is by using some of the console. So I know, shame, but I wanted to bring this information to you. So just know that I didn't find the Mark III in the wild. I cheated and used console commands, man. But at least I hope you get something out of this. If you do, please consider liking and subscribing. Now, let's look at this beast. So the Highlander Mark III comes in at the 3rd highest valued ship in all of Starfield, 589,000 credits. Which is pretty interesting because when you have a look at the hull, it still ranks very nicely in the 5th position, which means it's an extremely sturdy ship. It's only 2 points off the 2nd best hull, which would put it just under the narwhal. Now we're going to jump straight over to the weapons because the weapons on this are really what makes it such a potent beast of a ship. All the weapons are rank 4 starship design. And we'll start off with the Obliterator 250 MEV Alpha turret. This is an auto turret. It's a particle weapon. It means it has superb range and very intense hull damage and shield damage. Obliterator will require Starship Design rank 4. It is also the 2nd most expensive particle weapon you can attach to your ship with a level unlock of 60. We're looking at one of the best particle weapons you can attach to your ship. The only downside is that you can only put 3 of these on your vessel because it does require a power of 4. So you only have 12 bars. So if you wanted to put max power, you can only put 3 of these bad boys on. That's still very good because they are crazy strong. And then pack a punch, you can put this on very hard. You'll still see that health bar go down quite quickly with these. Next up, we have the Reza 10 petahertz pulse laser turret. Not 2, but 3. We have one facing starboard and the other facing port side. And oddly enough, there's one facing the stern, which is facing backwards. That's pretty cool. I personally would flip this forward, but it is a unique positioning of a weapon. The Reza 10 requires Starship Design Rank 4. It's probably the second or the best pulse laser turret that you can get in Starfield. Do note it's an auto turret. It's an install and forget. It has a level unlock of 60, and it's the most expensive laser weapon you can get in the game at $35,000 a pop. You can only attach 4 of these bad boys onto your ship, which would give you a combined hull damage of 135 and a combined shield damage of 450, nearly the highest damage combined. So it's not too shabby. We're having one of the best laser turrets that you can get in the game. And the last, but definitely not the least, we have the Make 9A Auto Gauss Gun, which is the second most expensive ballistic weapon that you can get in all of Starfield, having the highest level unlock for all ballistic weapons at level 57. Now it does require a power of 4, so you can only attach 3 of these bad boys onto your vessel, which when combined would give you a whopping 444 hull damage and 132 shield damage. And of course, this is a Starship Design Rank 4. You can see that all 3 weapons absolutely destroy. They're some of the best weapons you can get in the game. Only downside to the weapons is that there's no missile launcher. Missile launchers do insane hull and shield damage. So if you did throw one of these on, whoa, watch out. But all you'd have to do really is just add 1 or 2 of the same weapons that are on here already. You'll have max stats. So with these legendary weapons out of the way, let's have a look under the hull and see what's powering and working behind this bad boy. Well, the power source of the Highlander Mark III is the S40 Shared Flow Reactor. This is one out of the 2 reactors that provide a power generation of 40. The second most expensive at 81,000 with a level unlock of 57. Pretty much getting the second or third best reactor in the game straight off the bat if you can get this, which means it can really power any modifications you want to make. Now for the grav drive, we've got the SGD 3300 grav drive sitting at about $78,000 to purchase with a level unlock of 51, requiring Starship rank design, of course, which will give you pretty much the maximum jump you can get, which is 30 light years. Now onto the engines. This is where things are a little bit disappointing. So we don't even get the Supernova 2200 engine. We get the model down, which is the 2100. This isn't anything to scream home about. Quite cheap. It's 26,000 per engine with a level unlock of 40 or 46. And it's only a Starship Design Rank 3. So it's the only major component that is not Starship Design Rank 4. It does provide quite good thrust at 21,000 and not too bad maneuverability thrust at 7,000. Now the good thing is you can attach 4 of these engines, but honestly I would definitely upgrade, get much better maneuverability, because that is probably one of the weakest points about this ship, is that it has absolute terrible maneuverability. As you can see, it has 36 mobility, which means turning this thing around and being agile is like an elephant stuck in space, but that's probably the only downside. Now moving on to the shield. Now we have the Odin 350C shield generator. This is the third most expensive shield generator with a level unlock of 57. It is Starship Design Rank 4 again. Gives you quite a good shield health of 1300 with a 5% regeneration rate, and it's an 11 power shield. So a really nice shield to keep you safe in space. Now the other thing worth noting is that you can have a crew of 6, very nice, easy number. You can increase that quite easily. And all the little hubs and stuff are a mixture of the Hope Tech and Deimos components. And obviously you have a ton of fuel and you've got quite good storage. So it's just overall a really neat package. It's no surprise, it's one of the most expensive ships in all the game. Fortunately, it's just impossible to find. But I won't leave you hanging. Okay, so I can't provide you a method of how to get this ship out in the wild. But what I can do is I can show you how to get this using console commands. I know that's not ideal, but I think it's a little unfair if I show this ship off and then give you no means to get it. So if you don't mind doing console commands, I'll show you one way to get this. Now you can get on top of your ship and we're going to jump up as high as we can. And it's really important that we get as high as we can, because in order to spawn the ship, we need enough room, enough clearance so we can still enter it. I think it still can clip into objects, that shouldn't be a problem, but we just need to make sure that we can actually get into it. And then the command we're going to use is player.placeatme 003A2DF5. I'll put this in the description. You can just copy and paste. And if we're high enough, and hopefully we're high enough, you hit enter. Once we get out of the console, the ship will be spawned. So we've got enough space. It's probably clipped into the back there maybe. But what we need to do is, hi Sarah, it just spawns there. Once we've used the console command to get it to make it appear, we need to get into the ship. So to do that, we got to head over to the landing entrance and it'll say inaccessible. So to get around that, we need to use the unlock command. But first we need to click. So we click on this door. Now we need to cycle through. We need to cycle through these by clicking and then using the mouse wheel to scroll up or down. We want to find door. We want to use the command unlock. Once we've got all that in place, we hit enter and then we can enter the ship. So we've unlocked, we can go into the ship and then we just need to make our way to the cockpit. And then you will be able to just sit in it normally. Now I've reached the max ship on this account. One sec. Okay, so I've removed the ship. Now I can enter it and then you can make it your home ship. You can register it. You're looking at roughly 61,000 or let's say 70,000 to register the Highlander. Hit confirm and then you can just take off from here and bing bada boom. This is how you can get the Highlander 3. But I recommend just, waiting until you come across it and taking it that way. But I just did want to give you this option so you could get this ship just as I did. Even though I really just did this just so I could show you, provide some information on probably one of the best ships that you probably won't be able to get. Well, if you got anything out of this or you enjoy this, please consider liking and subscribing. Really enjoy hearing from you in the comments. Let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know if you've come across it at all and whereabouts. Till next time, peace out. Thanks again.